On November 3, 1989, the quiet beach town of Stockton, Australia, experienced a terrible crime. 14-year-old Leigh Leigh was found dead at the local surf club. She had been at a party, something normal for a teenager. But this night ended tragically. Leigh's death shocked the community and revealed a dark side to young people in Australia. The case quickly became national news. Leigh's murder showed how vulnerable young people can be. It also started a discussion about underage drinking, parents watching their kids, and violence in Australia. Leigh went to the party with friends. They were all excited, looking forward to a night of fun and dancing. The air was filled with anticipation as they made their way to the surf club, a popular spot for teenagers on a Saturday night. It was a Saturday night, and the surf club was full of teenagers. The music was loud and the energy was palpable. Everyone seemed to be having a great time, mingling and enjoying the vibrant atmosphere. Alcohol was easy to get, and things were out of control. The drinks flowed freely, and it wasn't long before the party turned wild. People were dancing and the scene became increasingly chaotic. People who were there later said there was a lot of drinking and bad behavior. Some described it as one of the craziest nights they had ever experienced, with fights breaking out and people acting recklessly. At some point, Leigh got separated from her friends. In the midst of the chaos, she found herself alone, trying to navigate through the crowded venue. She looked around, hoping to spot a familiar face, but the sea of people made it difficult. Later, she was seen outside the club with some older boys in a quiet area. It was a stark contrast to the noisy party inside. The dimly lit surroundings added an eerie feel to the situation. What happened next isn't completely clear. The details are murky, and different accounts offer conflicting stories. Some say there was an argument, while others mention seeing Leigh looking distressed. But we know Leigh was badly hurt. She was found lying on the ground, injured and in pain. An 18-year-old local, Matthew Webster, was arrested for Leigh's murder. Webster, who was working security at the party, first said he didn't do it, but later he admitted to the crime and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. While his confession seemed simple, it actually caused more questions. What he said didn't completely match the evidence. There were parts of his story that didn't make sense, making people think he wasn't telling everything. The police investigation into Leigh's murder was criticized a lot. From the very beginning, there were glaring issues that raised eyebrows among the community and experts alike. People who saw things said the police took too long to start looking for Leigh when she disappeared. This delay was seen as a critical error, potentially costing valuable time that could have been used to find her, or gather crucial evidence. There were also claims that the police didn't handle evidence correctly and scared some witnesses. Mishandling of evidence can lead to contamination or loss, which severely hampers the investigation. Witnesses, feeling intimidated, might withhold key information. Making things worse, a few other people said they hurt Leigh that night. These confessions, whether true or false, added layers of confusion and complexity to the case. This made people wonder if Webster, while guilty, was the only one involved. The community was left to speculate if there were others who played a part in Leigh's tragic end. Because the investigation seemed incomplete, many felt that Leigh didn't get full justice. The community's trust in the police was shaken, and the call for a thorough and transparent investigation grew louder. The murder of Leigh Leigh is still remembered in Australia. Her tragic death has left a lasting impact on the community, sparking conversations and debates that continue to this day. Leigh was just a teenager when her life was brutally taken away, and the pain of her loss is still felt deeply by her family and friends. The case showed the dangerous side of being a teenager and how terrible violence can be. It highlighted the vulnerabilities that young people face, especially in social settings where peer pressure and risky behaviors can lead to devastating consequences. The night of Leigh's murder was supposed to be a fun gathering, but it turned into a nightmare that no one could have anticipated. The courtroom battles that followed were a testament to the pursuit of justice, but they also revealed the limitations and flaws within the system. Matthew Webster got out of prison early in 2004 after 14 years. His release reignited the debate about the adequacy of his sentence and whether justice had truly been served. For many, his early release was a painful reminder of the tragedy and a source of ongoing frustration and anger. But this didn't stop the questions about the case. Did Webster act alone? The circumstances surrounding Leigh's death have always been shrouded in mystery, and many believe that there are still unanswered questions. The possibility of other individuals being involved has never been fully resolved, leaving a cloud of doubt and suspicion. People in Australia are still talking about these questions today. The legacy of Leigh Leigh's case continues to influence public discourse, shaping policies and practices aimed at preventing such tragedies in the future.